Oh, Lordy. Hey, Flash, how you doing? Okay, let's see here. Filters, edit filters, gain at a 4, should be good. The bearded man speaks again. Yeah, so all the guys were busy today, and honestly, I'm stressed out about a work thing, so I decided to just do a guard talk, get her done that way. So what I'm doing here is I am going through and reading emails people send me with questions. People ask me lore questions, personal questions, advice on things, and I give you my opinion on it. I don't know why people like my opinions on things, but they do. So you're going to see a whole slew of things going on through this chat. But more or less, like this one, it says guard talk. You know, from quote-unquote anonymous. Why will you let my giant deaf wasps into the Vale? I need to threaten the midget population with wasps the size of large house cats. And this is the kind of questions I get, as well as personal ones. And because, no, you know why. We've discussed this already, you and I. Okay, and let's see here. Music's a bit loud still. Turn it down a little bit. There we go. So like this one is, again, I don't give out names unless they say I can. If I don't use my name, then I'm not going to say it. But in the future, I'm going to try to migrate to the USA because Europe is going down the shitter. What do you think are good ways to try and achieve this goal? I already have the system against me due to being a cis white male, as the progs would say. Cheers from Europe and keep going with the good stories that keep me going on in tiresome days. So, from what I remember, ad break, motherfucker. All right. Please give me alerts when you're doing ads. And then they refuse to give me alerts when they're doing ads. Ugh. Damn it, man. Like, I asked for it. Like, hey, give me ad breaks. Give me alerts when there are ad breaks. Do they? No. And I do not understand why they don't. Good Lord. Let's see. Should be in creator dashboard. Ads manager. It's just, is that what I need? Really? Jesus. So do I now have ads manager? Yeah, I don't know why it's doing that. It'll just do that randomly. Just ignore it. Okay, so I can reload this then. Sometimes I'll have days where it'll just run on its own. Other days, it won't. So the ads I can add up here. Ads. Okay, so I have an ad breaker and an ad snoozer. That's all I have. What the fucking... Ugh. Jesus. Where's this ads thing? Affiliate? Let's see. Ad-free viewing for subscribers. Ads. Okay. Activate abs. Disable pre-rolls. Okay, well, I'm trying. If there is an ad, let me know so I can stop speaking. But anyway, so from what I remember is that there is a way, there are fast tracks into the States. And one of the things I know of is via military service. Now, I don't think they still do this if one they not or do, but it used to be anyone could get a fast track to citizenship by doing military service. At the same time, I don't know if they do that still or not, so I'm not sure. Can't got to reload this background. Good Lord. Hold on, chat. All right. All right. So there. But besides that, I mean, you just gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I mean, you'll do better doing it the old-fashioned way. That or marry an American chick. You know, you always go that route. Find you a desperate American chick, you know, and get you a green card that way. But usually, you can go through the regular goals, and if it gets too bad, you can always go through Canada and just go down south. I mean, there's all kinds of ways you can do it. I'm not an expert in this. I'm not like an immigrations expert. I don't do a lot of border running, despite what you may have heard. But there's all kinds of ways you can do it. You know, it all depends. Irate Cornate, thank you for following. I know you. I know the Irate Cornate. All right. So another one, Guardtalk. So long-time listener, first-time pest. Be in Mad Max movies world. Tell us what car you drive and what would be your survival kit. Okay, thanks. Bye. That's a good question. See, I do like the folks in the Mad Max movies who use the motorbikes, whether it's a sidecar motorbike, because a motorbike's more efficient. You can't armor it up for sure, but if it's just me in Mad Max world, I would definitely go for a motorbike for sure. And I like the explosive lances. So the reason why I like the explosive lances is because you can kind of get in and detonate. Well, on a motorbike, you can get around certain things. You can go in and pop those explosive lances on the axles of the motorbikes, or sorry, on the axles of the vehicles, or hit a tire, or you can kind of displace things and hit certain things. You know, so I think a motorbike and lances and like an SMG would be the best course of action for me. If not, probably a motorbike purely for fuel efficiency in the Blackwater world, and then a long-range rifle setup. That way I can shoot and scoot, you know, keep a distance from the giant war rigs and all that. But if it's just me, it'd definitely be a motorbike. If not a motorbike and a sidecar to haul around fuel, doggo friend, that kind of shit. That's what I would go with, I'm pretty certain. Because a car, there's a lot of upkeep with a car, a lot of fuel cost with a car, that kind of things. Another Guardtalk. Will Emily and Mariel go on any more simple dives like on Chapter 3, 4, and 5? Yes, they will. There's going to be a big hump of activity, then a slump, then a hump. So I'm kind of doing it in a very passive way. Most hero journey type books, they're usually going constantly on journey, yada, yada, yada. What I'm doing is, it's going to be kind of like set levels, where they're going to find the first thing, but the second thing isn't in place yet. So they got to wait and bide their time. So I'm using that method to kind of build in the other adventures around the main adventure. You know what I mean? Okay. Next Guardtalk. Neck didn't seem to finish the all-skeleton party due to lack of interest. I myself am very interested in narration of the whole campaign. If it's been done already, where can I find it? If it hasn't, any chance of doing it in the future. So I sent James what we typed up. So me and the Skeleton Boys got together. Adam Cubido, thank you for subscribing. I sent James all the all-skeleton party stuff that me and the other skeleton players could think of. Because I kind of had to rush through that campaign because I didn't realize how popular it was going to be, and Domino was going off for service. I was like, fuck, I got to try and finish it up. So I kind of rushed the campaign. I had planned it out to be almost a 3-year campaign, but I realized, Irate, thank you for subscribing with Prime, but I had like you know, a plan for the thing to run for 3 years, and I realized that all my players were military guys, and they were all going to be gone for years at a time with intermittent play. So I was like, fuck, what do I do here? So I kind of rushed it and gave them an ending that was mildly satisfying. So it is what it is. I would like to go back and do, you know, a second old skeleton party eventually, which I think would be kind of fun. Bring back 3 old skeletons and 3 new skeletons and do the whole necromancer jout again. But we'll see how that goes, if I have time anyway. Okay. So I had a few questions in regards to the Veil Riders I'd like to ask, and I'll try and organize them. Number 1, what is the composition of Veil Rider body armor? I know you touched on the soft armor, but what stops rifle rounds and what ballistic rating would it have IRL? So, in the canon, the Oni and the Brim Touched are weaving the same kind of soft armor like Kevlar, and they're using Havader silk. Havader are the spider folk. They're using their silk to make that level 3A armor stronger and thinner and lighter. So they're literally using spider silk and other textiles to make this armor stronger. And then behind that, but behind that level 3A, they basically have simple clan steel. Not a big thick piece, but a thin piece just thick enough to stop most rifle rounds. Not all of them, but most. It is basic infantry armor. So it is comparable to basic 3A armor soft plate and then AR 500, quote unquote AR 500. But it's more likely just, it's the steel plate being used to catch anything that goes through the soft plate. It's not perfect, you know, they're still developing their armor. Like, I don't think most folks realize that on the Veil Rider armor, the auxiliary armor is actually a full steel shoulder layered plate on the left arm. So when they get down to a firing position, and when their left hand is out along the rifle, that big metal shoulder pad is up against their neck and giving them cover from shrapnel and shit. I know the Foul, Daewoo, and the Sig clone are the primary weapons on the Riders, also the M9 clone. But what other weapons are being domestically produced in the Veil, and do they try and equip vetted civilians with them to... Yeah, so to prevent another Sandworm from happening, they do equip... They have a small armory for the civilians as well as well-trained militia, LOL. But they are, yes. So I have some of the variants in the actual game book, so I'll go there and point the ones that actually are canonically being made in addition to the other weapons. So the M9 is being made, as well as the P226. Those are the two main ones. And then there are revolvers being made for Goliath. So Goliaths are using these huge fucking revolvers, and one's called the 1847 Veil Walker, which is a huge fucking 500 Buster cartridge, which is used to kind of punch through heavy armor in a pistol form. So so the 1847 Veil Walker is made by Goliaths for Goliaths, and it's this huge fucking revolver. And you know, they can find things like Makarat and all that being, you know, kind of turned around in setting, but the ones being made in production wise for the Veil Rider auxiliaries are mostly the M9 P226, and the Goliaths making their own revolvers. There's also the DMP5, which is being made locally, and that's really the only locally made SMG is probably the MP5, quote unquote DMP5, for Dwarven MP5. For shotguns, mostly just pump actions being made. Think of like a trench shotgun, you know, like a Mossberg or something like that, or you know, a simple wooden grip shotgun being made for close combat quarter type engagements. The Daewoo is being made commercially. The FAL is being made commercially. And besides that, everything else is being kind of found as it comes along. But I will say the PTR 91 Echo is being made by the Dwarves, but it's not quite fully out there yet. Mostly the only real sniper rifles being made currently is basically the M700. It's very simple. It's very, so they will slam fire. Yeah, that is like a quote unquote feature. But the M700 is basically the only bolt gun being made commercially because of how simple it is. You know, one bullet in, one bullet out. Very, very, very simple, very easy. LMGs is going to be the M249 and the M60. So I'm more leaning towards the M60 as the LMG to be, because it's the pig. So how can you not like it, you know? The M249s are just being found on Humvees. So the one being made locally is probably the pig, the M60. For medium machine guns, the 240 Bravo and MG3, those are the two main medium machine guns being made for the Veil. That's just how it is. That's what I rolled up. So it's kind of, I was rolling dice for all these weapons. And the 240 Bravo and MG3 had the exact same roll 3 times in a row. So I went, fuck it, we'll have them both. So basically, M240 Bravos are more of a chug gun. MG3 go brr, you know, that kind of thing. Heavy machine guns, they're not really making them yet. They're more or less finding and keeping M2s as they come along. And that's really the main bolt throwing guns, or not bolt, slug throwing guns are being made commercially. As this was asked in the Veil Rider chat, what is the status of Pack-Rat, Valhalla Squad, and their direwolf raising? I figured this time has been dedicated to raising, training, and breeding them, but that's speculation on my part. I rolled for it, more or less. I rolled a 5, so they are attempting to do this thing that they are so entranced with doing, but they are trying to start direwolves domestically from scratch, and it is a tough thing going, so... The thought of you guys seeing direwolf cavalry happening within like the next year is going to be a hard task. It's probably going to be a 2-year system of selective breeding and situating these direwolves. So it's hard going because they are fucking direwolves. It's not like you're like raising giant hamsters to be fucking war mounts. When will we see canned rations, active paid for, to be integrated into the auxiliaries kit? I know I badger you on it, but it'd be cool to get a time frame on it, so I'm not sitting here waiting. So, I write in a very realistic way. We're not going to get canned goods within a couple months of figuring out how it works. It's going to be a year, in world to get it done. So probably over winter, probably into spring, trying to figure out how to get the feather metal rolled out, how to get the things pressed, all the machinery. I know a lot of riders just skip to the beat and make a thing happen immediately, but I like my readers to have a ladder of events that lead to the thing. Like how, like turreted vehicles, I'm rolling for these things to see how quickly these Veil folks get a handle on the kind of things. And like hydraulic hoses were apparently giving them trouble for quite a long fucking while. So I like them to take a more practical burn approach than simply going, all right, they have canned goods now. And people go, well, how'd they get canned goods? How'd it happen? I want people to evolve naturally. I was never going to do canned goods this early until Active did its thing. So I am rushing canned goods. I am rushing canned goods as it is, but they're coming. So just have a little patience. Let's see here. All right, so that's it for that one. Okay, so hey Guard. First off, sorry for not being around as much. Sorry for not being around as much. Life is life. Life is life. I'm sure you understand. Well, yeah, it's fine, bud. And I'm like, where is he? I know how life is, man. Life sucks balls right now for everybody. I still catch up on all the TTRPG stuff when it gets posted on YouTube when I'm not working. My question is, have you ever considered doing a Kickstarter or something and just publish it? Okay, so James from Dick Beardia also said this. So, I would love to start a publishing company or a Kickstarter. I just don't know how. I am small brain writer. I can do the writing thing and the narrating thing. That's really all the tricks my pony has. The stuff behind making a publishing company, picking up authors, like I could see doing a Kickstarter to get like the game book published in a very professional manner. But besides that, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a common brain dead veteran. I don't really understand these higher echelons of how to do things. Would I like to? Of course I would. But I don't know how. And that's the issue I run in on. So would I like to? Yeah, I would love to do a Kickstarter for the TTRPG game. But at the same time, I also have fear of starting one because, like, well, how many folks are going to go for this fucking thing? Am I just spinning my wheels in the dirt? I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. Like, would I like to? Yes. But I'm afraid of pushing too hard on a Kickstarter and burning the motor out. And B, I don't know how to make a publishing company. It's just, need a manager? I guess, like I would love a manager. Like, hey, here's how things is done. Thanks, guy. Like, I can get things done. But for the higher big brain shit, I need a guy to say, hey, here's a checklist shit. Oh, cool, a checklist. Get that done, get that done, get that done, get that done. You know what I mean? But like, do I want to? Yeah, but I don't know how. If you guys know someone who knows how, by all means, give me their number. Send them my way. Because I have no fucking idea, but boy, do I want to. Okay, that was yours. Scroll. Guardtalk. Hello, Guard. I've been wondering, how stalwartly do you plan to protect your intellectual property? For most authors, this is an easy question, but the VR TTRPG complicates things. If one day you're writing the equivalent of modules for Veil Riders Forgotten Realms, and someone comes around and starts selling Veil Rider's Dragonlance modules, what will be your course of action? As it stands now, things can be free and open source, but that leaves the door open for people to write and sell fanfiction based on your works. So I got my start writing fanfiction off of Upote, and then I made my own thing, the Waffengeist, and then this whole other thing started. So if someone wants to make a Veil Riders Dragonlance shit, I'm going to say, hey, you know, like, what are you doing? Because, and I don't want to be one of those guys like, this is my intellectual property you're fucking with. But I don't want to be the guy like, you know, to like go full hard or to gotta not care. If I find out about it, I'm like, hey, you know, hey, I read the Veil Riders. What is it you're trying to do here? I would prefer to work together on these kind of things than someone that's go off and start writing shit they shouldn't be writing, if just for the course that it won't be accurate. Accuracy is the thing I want the most on. So if someone's out there writing a Dragonlance module, I'm like, hey, you're writing this, you know, why don't you do this with me? I'll help you out and answer questions. That's how I would prefer to do it. But at the same time, this is kind of, you know, my thing. So I don't want people just running around doing all this hood rat shit, you know, without me knowing about it. But if we can work together, it's how I would prefer it to be. If just for the sake of accuracy. So like, I don't mind it, but I would prefer to work with them on whatever it is that they're doing. You know what I mean? Scrolly. Okay, Guardtalk. Okay, howdy, Yerland here. When rolling for outcomes of the Veil Riders in Section 222, have there been any notable nat 20s that changed events? Anyway, good luck, man. Hope that you get your voice actors get their shit sorted. Everyone sounds great in your videos. So actually, my plans were to kill off Wolf. Instead of Mullen. So I had written out the ghost lines for that big escape chapter when they leave the castle of Raktur, and it was supposed to be Wolf being left behind in a hallway and making a cowboy last stand with his 6-shooters and more or less combating another Fae who's also a 6-shooter user. But instead, when I went to roll for the risk of fatality rolls for that chapter, he got a nat 20, and Mullen got a nat 2. So I was like, fuck me. So like I had to scrap all that pre-writing and rewrite the scene as you know it with Mullen getting shot, because I had already written Mullen as getting a person pregnant, the one y'all met in one of the chapters. So basically Mullen was supposed to live and go meet his wife and talk with Yule and all this other stuff. Instead, because of Wolf's nat 20, I had to scrap the Wolf dying part, flip it around, and Mullen gets shot on the way out, which does mean he never meets his child. And I was kind of like, well, fuck me, you know. So that kind of sucked. So actually, that one nat 20 there is one of the main ones that kind of changed the entire story. That's really the biggest one. I've had a few nat 20s on getting scars being blown up or figuring things out here and there. But the one that actually changed events was definitely Wolf rolling a nat 20 on his risk of death roll, and just, you know, it's just what it is. Because I could have gone like, no. I've written this. I'm just going to keep it as it is, but that doesn't seem genuine to what I'm doing. Could I do it and no one ever know? Yeah, I could. But then I would know that I'm lying to you guys when I say, oh yeah, all those things are roll generated. And I wanted to keep that mystique about it. So I was like, fuck. So more or less, I think I scrapped 4 pages of Wolf's dialogue, Wolf's last stand, Mullen figuring out how to get out of the castle and all this other stuff. And I had to rewrite all that shit and make additional rolls for... Yeah, so it's basically because of that one nat 20, I think it created like 40 more rolls for the civilians on the cart, the tower machine gunner, Mullen making out and getting shot at the very end, the satyr woman living, Helena getting away scot-free, everyone's getting away scot. So basically, that one nat 20 scrapped 5 pages of writing and generated 40 more rolls for you to figure out. So I think that's the biggest one for sure. And I know and I know there are some out there who don't believe me on this shit, but I'm holding nat 20 in my hand right now. It's a big old brass bastard. But I do make rolls for this story, for better or for worse. And that one nat 20 for Wolf changed an entire, and that it actually changed the entire plot of the book, really, because Mullen was supposed to be alive, and Mullen was supposed to be, let's see if I remember correctly, it was supposed to be co-chosen by Melanie as this holy couple, because they were going to give birth to the first mixed race child of human and Veilside. And instead, his wife's now a widow. The child will have no father. It's this whole fucking big thing. And I got to try and figure it out now. It's easier said than done. Guardtalk. This is a big one. Holy crap. Hey, Guard. I don't really have an intro for this, so let's get it off the bat. For the people who know me in the Discord or personally, they know by now that I've been devoting my time to working out to join the military, almost dropping 55 pounds, thanks to Redcon 1. Hey! How about that shit? Someone clip that. Someone clip that so I can send that to the fucking guy I'm talking to on fucking an email. And everyone that I'm friends with or work with knows this, but I feel I screwed myself by either overexpressing my excitement and anticipation for it to the point where co-workers and people in my life start talking to me differently because of it. Huh? What? What I mean is that because I talk about joining the military, people, whether or not they were in the military, start being extra critical or even just start talking to me in a more rude and asshole-ish tone. I guess they think, well, if he can't handle me, then he won't make it, using the steel/brass argument. I understand that basic/boot isn't sunshine, rainbows, and cupcakes, and people will get in my face and yell at me because, well, that's basic for you, but it seems more because of this, it's more difficult for me to become either friends or have a solid bond between my coworkers or even family members because I know I'll either get treated like shit or get made fun of for my mistakes, even if they aren't bad at all, and because I know the mind game they're playing, I just bite my tongue, and due to the fact I'm a bit on the spectrum and already have some mental funk, it makes me super critical of myself and overthink my actions and such, but knowing I can't fight back to say I just have to keep my thoughts and emotions to myself to just keep them buried inside. That's the longest sentence ever, bruh. God damn. Let's see here. Due to time and other factors, such as I can't really get someone to talk to about these emotions, I know I have a good small friend pool to help me, but sometimes I can't get myself to talk about these emotions. Neither my girlfriend, because I don't want to worry her and pile on the mountain of stress she already has. So I just keep it to myself, only really using it as fuel to work out more because deep down I have this voice of doubt saying you'll never be a Marine or give up the dream and it'll fix itself. But I can't because I worked so hard to this point and fear that if I don't make it, I'll just end up looking like a coward. It's got to the point where I try to push myself every day with my runs to where I'll run to the point of near vomiting and my feet will feel on fire. Don't do that. You'll fucking ruin yourself for basic training. I don't know if I'm on the right track or hell, even if I can make it, but it seems I made my bed and now I'm going to have to lie in it, even if it means sacrificing basic social standing. Thanks for taking the time to read us, Guard. Let's climb to glory. That's kind of 10th Mountains. My unit's catchphrase, climb to glory. Okay, so a lot to unpack here. So the first thing about it is that some people hate others who improve themselves. So you have dropped 55 pounds, which is a huge fucking cap in the hat already. So there are people who hate others who better themselves and will tear them down to make themselves feel better. Now, I don't know if that's the actual thing that's going on here, but that is a caveat to bettering yourself, is that others will hate you for it. Now, that may not be what they're doing, but it may be something that they are doing. And it's basically a crab bucket mentality. How do you try and climb out, get back down here, and then try and demigrade you and degrade you to feeling bad about self-improvement? Now, that's for this whole basic training thing, this whole, like, brass, what would you say? Brass and steel argument. Basic training is a game. Basic training is a game where you keep your head down. Like, I won awards in basic training for pistolry. I was top shot of the company. And Drill Sergeant Bavard, rest in peace, didn't know who the fuck I was. He goes, who the hell's my last name? I'm like, that's me. He goes, you? You know? So in basic training and boot camp, you're gonna get yelled at, but only if you do dumb shit. Like, I got yelled at sometimes, but you kind of go, oh shit, sorry. It's all a game. Basic training is there to weed out the weak fucks, especially in the Marine Corps. It's all there to be a game and weed out those who cannot handle military regimen, military life, that kind of thing. So I don't know what the fuck these guys are up to, but, you know, when I read this, I see I'm in an upwards trajectory, and others don't like that. For whatever reason, they are kind of, you know, I'm not sure why they're doing it or if they even are, but it seems like they're trying to tear you down for feeling good, which is, you know, it is shitty if they are doing that, but that's unfortunately part of human nature, my friend. People are going to get mad that you are bettering yourself and want to tear you right the fuck back down. And at this point, I mean, you're working your way up into this point of prestige. So being a soldier in any branch, even the Air Force, is a point of prestige. You've done something other folks don't have the fucking tits to do. It's one of those things, man. And for you, you gotta learn to control this emotion, because you're feeling this pushback from people who you knew you when you're 55 pounds heavier, for one. And what you gotta do is, I mean, it's gonna sound like counterproductive, but you gotta try and just tone that. You gotta be able to absorb it, bottle up, and toss that shit away. Absorb it, understand it, package it, get rid of it. Because if you keep holding on to it, it's just gonna compound and compound and compound and drive you crazy. You're gonna go to sleep hearing this shit in your brain, you know. Take what they're saying, what they're doing, absorb it, understand it, repackage it, destroy it. So if they're being a dick to you and being all rude and shit, it's like, first, what they're saying is take it in. Like, why is this guy so angry with me right now? What the fuck is his problem? Understand it. Is he mad because he's stuck here and I'm going elsewhere? And then you gotta realize that, no bacon. Yeah, you gotta realize that, you know, no bacon. But you gotta realize is like, hey, this isn't my fucking problem. This is his fucking problem. This is her fucking problem. Package it, get rid of it. Don't worry about these fucking other people. There are times where you gotta worry about you. This is one of those times. You're going to Marine Corps boot camp. Highly stressful, highly vigorous, highly straining. Block out all these other people. You know, either block them out or absorb them and kick them fuck back out. Don't let these people drag you down. You have to be in the right mindset of where you're going. Because if you don't have the right mindset, when you hit Marine boot camp, you're gonna wash out. These people, what they're doing are destroying your self-confidence and destroying your mental faculties to get through Marine Corps boot camp. Two of the toughest boot camps is Marine Corps boot camp and Army boot camp. Those are the two toughest. It's just how it is. Now, Marine Corps boot camp is tougher than Army boot camp by some margins. But you have to block all this shit out. Just block it, absorb it, what you gotta do. Get yourself in the right mindset of, I am going to be something people are not gonna be. I'm gonna leave them behind. I'm gonna go be a Marine. I'm gonna go train to be a Marine. I must get through Marine Corps boot camp. The mindset you need. Focus on yourself. I have to be in the right mindset. I have to be X, Y, and Z to get through Marine Corps boot camp. Don't worry about that. And secondly, don't overstrain your body. This pushing yourself is not a hard thing, but don't like push yourself too far, or you're gonna break yourself before you ever hit boot camp. So control yourself. Control yourself. I'm sorry, I was reading chat. Control yourself. Angle yourself, focus yourself. Don't let all these other motherfuckers fucking get in your way or get under your skin or ruin your moment. This is your moment. Ungodly buffoon, thank you for following. Don't let these people ruin your moment. This is the time where you're going to be evolving from simple civilian to something else. Rice Cake 2020, thank you for following. Focus yourself. For God's sakes, focus yourself. All right? Don't let these people poison you. Get your head in the right mindset. Make your body the correct stage it has to be to get through Marine Corps boot camp. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overexert yourself. Don't overexert your brain. Don't stress yourself out. Stress is coming. You're going to get your fucking stress in Marine Corps boot camp. Don't start out stressed before you ever hit the fucking place. Ignore these people. Either they're trying to toughen you up in some stupid fucking way, which is some awful trope they get from movies, or they're just being jealous bitches. Life is full of jealous bitches. It is what it is. My life has been full of jealous bitches. It never stops. Block these people out or absorb them and then shit them out. One or the other. Don't let these people ruin your shot. Don't let them ruin your moment. I gotta switch emails. Because I got people sending these both emails back and forth. Okay. Copyright claims. Fuck you. YouTube. Okay. Garbro talk questions. There we go.
Thank you for flying,
okay, so this is the one I sent a voice file to. He should have received that voice file because this is very personal. I sent him a actual WAV file in the mail, and hopefully, Mr. Cook, you get that. Let's see here. Here we go. I think. Yes. All right. Hey, Guard. Pretty sure you remember my email about my struggles trying to move forward in life despite my disabilities and lack of true purpose, which I think I've been doing well trying to fight through, but obviously have plenty of issues. The one that is the most important, I'd say, right now is my likely soon approval from a job application I made. The issue being that this will be the first real job I've ever had, and I don't know much about what I should do or talk to once I'm accepted into the workforce. It all seems too complex for my autistic brain, and I'm sure I'll forget plenty of details all the time. My question is, what should me or someone else who's just joined the workforce just now for the first time in their lives know about it or anything related to it that might help us not get lost in all the procedures and applications and not get screwed over by employers and supervisors who've been in the business for years by now and overall improve our work experience? By the way, if you're wondering what kind of job it is, I applied at Goodwill for a processing worker position, which is basically the people who unload and arrange to clean merchandise. I know I might be tough, but it will hopefully help me grow a spine and put my shit together, if anything. So the workforce in general got an ad. God damn it. Boys got ads? God damn it, man. I have them please show an alert when an ad is played. Do they do it? No! Man, you'd be fucking kidding me. Go ahead and I'll just sum it up. But basically, you asking about the workforce, more or less, and how advice for being in the workforce. This motherfucker. Settings. Affiliate. Where is this shit? What in the hell, man? My God. Anyway, if there's an ad, let me know. Just let me know, okay? Just if there's an ad. So if it's an ad, just spam ad in the fucking chat. So I know when to stop, because this shit ain't working. Never ends, man. It never ends. My God. Okay. So, Jesus. I feel like I'm on Quaaludes when I'm doing this shit. All right. So, entering the workforce for first-time workforcers. Unga bunga, yeah, I know. So the workforce is like high school. It really is. You have people who are in charge, people who are not, and it's just the exact same shit. There is no difference between high school and the workforce, except that you're being paid for once. Secondly, people are fucking awful. There is no worse fucking boogeyman than the common citizen trying to do their shit. I don't know what it is about some people, but people treat workers like they're fucking peasants, and they're like some royalty walking around like, fetch me a box, peasant. It's like, good God. Get used to shitty people. Like, there are guys getting shot working the fucking drive-thru. Like, the workforce is a required thing that functions like high school, and people treat you like shit. And I don't know. Like, I go out of my way They treat people with some modicum of respect, and everyone should do that, but they don't. They don't. Anywhere you work, like I started out in the workforce working, you know, as a waiter, you know, and it's just one of those things where like there are tips and tricks to every fucking job out there. So the first step is talking with your fellow employees, learn the tricks, learn the tips, who to look out for, who not to look out for. Talk with the quote unquote veteran employees, and you'll get a huge jump start just with that. Just to be honest with you, like talk to your fellow employees. Jesus, like they're like, well, I mean, like tips and tricks every job. Like as a waiter, I wore the tightest fucking jeans I could find to make the old ladies at the steaks place tip me more, which kind of backfired because more guys gave me larger tips than the old ladies, so that kind of backfired on me a few times. But it is what it is. Like there are tips and tricks to every fucking job. It's why female bartenders wear a lot of fucking cleavage, because fucking that's how it works. You know, like it's God, man, just every job is different, and they have their own tips and tricks, and they all function like high school. The best thing any new workforce employee can do is avoid the drama, because like I said, every job is like high school. There's gonna be little cliques and drama bullshit, and just stay out of it. Just stay the fuck away. Especially at, like, if you're going to Goodwill, oh my god, stay the fuck away from the drama. Go to work, keep your head down, leave work. It's the best thing you can fucking do. But I don't know a lot of like great advice for the workforce, because I went to the workforce and I crushed it because I just figured out how things worked. You being on the spectrum or autistic, use your different software to your advantage. So the normies and autistes use different software, same hardware, different software. Use your software to your advantage. Analyze things, break things down, improve them. But the main thing you should always remember is that no matter how hard you work, management won't care. They will not care. You work to the amount you're paid, and that is it. If you bust your ass for the company and you're going hardcore 100%, they will say thank you and then nothing else. You will get nothing for going 101%. You give them 100% of what they owe you for pay, what you owe them for that pay, and you give them nothing more. Nothing less, nothing more. Don't go busting your ass, hustling around for these fucking people. They do not care about you. They are a business. It's the workforce. There's an end goal and a beginning goal, and you are a cog in that machine. Do not go higher than what you're asked for, unless you really like this person or they owe you a favor or some shit. Only work to what you're given. Nothing more. Yeah, that's not in my job description. Like, Pirate had to go and fucking plunge toilets as a goddamn security guard. Fuck that shit. Either they pay you more, or you give them exactly what they're paying for. That is it. Let's see. Back it up. Okay, I think this is the last Guardtalk question. Hey Guard, got a few questions about the lore of both Emily Bronze and the Veil Riders I'm pretty sure most folks would find interesting. If you can answer them, of course. I mean, I don't know. I'll see why I couldn't. How are the Alberdan Valley Elves different from those in the area closer to the Veil, apart from language? So the Alberdan Valley Elves are Valley Elves, simply from the Alberdan region. They're a bit more what's the word? Secular. They're a bit more secular. They're a bit different in culture, and they're not as inclusive of other races. So it's kind of like Oklahomans versus North Carolinians. You know, like they're the same thing, but they're vastly different in culture. You know what I mean? Also, how come are the Southern Elves so accepting of the Valley Elves joining their ranks? Are Alberdan Valley Elves perhaps more an offshoot of Southern Elves that ended up more culturally and physically acquainted? And so, the Alberdan Valley Elves are being wooed by the Southern Elves and the Fae, and they're already predisposition to this because the Albertan Valley elves and the Southern elves link up culture-wise. So despite them being longer-eared Albertan Valley elves and shorter-eared Southern elves, they still... Killjoy. I'm from North Carolina. So they're more in line culturally. They are secular. They don't like other races. They're leaning more towards the Fae. It's like a cultural thing, you know. Are the offsprings of those blessed by the goddess of love, Melanie, able to reproduce normally? Okay, so this is a huge question with you guys all the time. So in my lore, in the Veil Rider lore, it's extremely hard for two different races to copulate. So say you have an Oni and a dwarf, you know, of either direction. Mind you, if the dwarf's going for a female Oni, fucking Chad. But say you got a dwarf and an Oni. They are vastly different in size, stature, physicality, whatever. They can still mate and make a baby, make a wee baby, but it's 10 times harder to make that baby. So if a dwarf and an Oni want to make a baby, they gotta try really, really hard and vigorously to make that baby. You know what I'm saying? They gotta boink a lot. And even then, the chances are single digits of making a baby. So when a baby is made, it says a few things. It says that the dwarf and Oni are extremely in love and dedicated to each other and their love to try and make a child from them, which is a huge thing. It's a dedication thing. Secondly, the goddess Melanie is the goddess of love and devotion and all other bullshit. And she's like, whoa, look at these two. So devoted, so in love. And she will bless them when they make this half offspring baby. And the baby itself will be blessed. So it'll have freckles on usually over the left or right eyebrow. Pirate, shut up. And so when this happens, the baby is half dwarf, half Oni, right? Well, due to how the physicality is, this baby can only make children with either a dwarf or an Oni. If this half-bred specimen tries to go mate with a Valley elf and make a baby, it simply cannot. It's just too different. You know, it's just not possible. So a half Oni, half dwarf offspring is locked into either marrying a dwarf or marrying an Oni to make children or going childless. You know, so it's one how it goes. Either you can spring this way and go have a baby, or you can be childless and in love. It is what it is. And no storks in the Veil. Are there no storks in the Veil? Watching without audio. Interesting, Minakaro. Your tag says you're watching without audio. Now, the thing is, there are couples, say, same thing, a dwarf and an Oni, who try really, really hard to make a baby, but are like, fuck sakes, I just want a kid. At that point, they will enter a contract with, you know, basically the temples of Melanie. And what the temples do is they find a proper suitor and then bless them with a baby, if you get my drift. But Melanie is like, okay, but that baby won't get the blessing. It's kind of like cheating the system. Where like, I don't know. I know one guy says it's like cucking, but it's not, because they simply just want a kid. It's basically, well, what's the fucking word? What's the word? Where like a woman will take the egg and a sperm and bloop, and put it in herself. She's like a carrier. She's a baby carrier. I don't know what it's called. But basically, they will sanctify this action to provide a child to either one. And it's usually surrogate. Thank you. So they find either a male or female surrogate to have this child. It's kind of a toss-up between the male or the female going and finding the surrogate, either the male impregnating someone or the female getting impregnated. But it usually depends on the best fit that the Church of Melanie sees fit, and then it's kind of it's done like in the temple, so, and it's a whole weird lore thing. It's going to sound a bit odd, like, but you got to remember that this happens very rarely. So culturally, most races seek the same race or a very slight race offshoot to marry and have children, just to avoid this fucking huge thing to have children and have a family. So when a couple comes to the temple saying, hey, we need a surrogate, it's a very rare thing. So it's not very common at all culturally. Okay, why do some of the Fae, like the two Dracanics, Romella, is...
Us humans are gonna get that blessing the right way.
The right way? Okay, Kite. thank you for subscribing. Like in Rome, yeah. So, why do some of the Fae, like the two Dracanics Romella is often seen with, have physical attributes very reminiscent of where they lived on Earth through the millennia? Do their physical appearances change through the lifetimes, or is it the form they show themselves to us like a carapace? Okay, yeah. So, the Dracanics can change their face at will. So, Dracanic Fae have been changing their faces all through time to assimilate and live on with humans. And these breakaway Dracanics like Romella or Bruda or Ackland, they kind of choose their favorite face in a way. And it sounds odd, but like the current Romella you guys know from the keychain and in the book, that's not her actual face. It's simply the one she said, you know what, I like this face. So both Bruda and Ackland and Romella and other Dracanics were born with a face, their own true Fae face. But after being with the humans, they kind of go, you know what, I like this face better. And they kind of pick their favorite face to wear, a face they create. Like Ackland was an ex-hospitaller, and he chose the face he preferred to have during those times and wears kind of totems or trinkets from his time during his time with the Crusaders. Or it could be his quote-unquote favorite time. And same with Bruda. Bruda chose to have her favorite look from her time with the Vikings. Romella chose her favorite look from her time with the, I think it was not Germans. It was from the Gauls. I think she chose her face from. But more or less, they kind of go, you know what? This is my true face. So basically, Dracanics are kind of giving up their Fae face and choosing their own personal true face brought onto them by the humans that surrounded them, more or less. No, not like I got your face. No, like they're forming their own face. They're not stealing faces. Good lord. So is the veil a god or entity belonging to something different than the gods? Okay, so that's a plot thing I can't give away. But the veil was created. There wasn't ever a veil, never supposed to be a veil. The veil was simply created forcefully through horrifying means, which you guys will soon, well, not soon, but you guys will see in the book series. I will say one thing. There's a reason why Sob, the god of knowledge and pursuit, is now called Sob the Insane. There's a reason why his name changed. So Sob was the god who did the whole quest for knowledge and wisdom and scholarly pursuits and finding the unknown and all that. But because his name used to be just Sob, S-A-A-B, Sob. But things happen. Now he's Sob the Insane. I'll be right back, guys. I'll be marking out something. Be right back. Okay. What was I saying? Let's see. Yeah, so Sob was... yeah, so anyway, yeah. So what I said. Let's see here. Just how large is the Veil World compared to Earth? And how large is the continent the story is taking place on right now compared to a continent on our planet? So think of the continent as the size of Europe, kind of like one big conglomerate continent. So around Europe size, Europe, Asia, that kind of huge schbuck of fucking landmass there. And there's a few islands here and there, large islands, small islands that we'll get to eventually. So the world is a little bit bigger than Earth, but not by much. It's a little bit bigger to where it's considerably larger, but but the gravity's not nearly as bad. And I had to research, or try to research, because there's some big fucking words in a lot of those things I was reading about how gravity and size mass and core gravity and yada yada. So I kind of like fluttered the hand saying it's a little bit bigger than Earth, but not enough to like cause gravity issues, because it's just I do not want to get bogged down in in that shit. Okay, quick ad break. Hold on. Awkward waiting. I saw it. I was like, ad? Okay, sure, get done. Like, hopefully that fixes it. So hopefully when I click that, it'll run the ad instead of actually like pushing it out without me knowing about it. So we'll see. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying, man. I'm trying so hard to make this shit work for you guys. How do these full-time streamers do this shit? God, a lot of work. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're back. The ground harness, not gonna make it. Shut up. Okay, and what are the chances that because of some degenerate humans, Veil folk begin calling the female bits of a centaur the hussy? I'm getting a drink right now. Hold on, pause. I'm getting a fucking beverage. I should have read that one first ahead of time, but I didn't. Oh, you randy devil, for this bargain I'll agree. For hell on earth or hell in hell, it's all the same to me. Okay, here we go. Game of the Bronze questions. Roughly, how many realms to different worlds and dimensions opened when the rapture that brought unforeseen things to our planet happened? More than a dozen. So, the first one opened... That shit be gripping? Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Slap, you give me $50, I read it right now. No cap. Good lord. So basically, a dozen realms hit whack at once. So the giant crack heard around Earth was the main one in the ocean opening up. And so many things came out into the ocean, the waters rose and drowned the Earth. So the first dimension was one that opened up in the water, where all the bad things came out. And there are so many bad things that came out of this portal that the waters fucking rose and swamped the land. Like, that's how much shit displaced the water. Could you guys not talk about horse hussy in the fucking chat? I beg you, please. Good God. Is that right? Okay, Slap. I don't know, fucking 20 subs? I don't give a fuck. 20 get the subs, I'll read out the entire fucking thing on stream here. But stop talking about horse vagina. I beg you, please. Good God. Ugh, no. Stop it. Stop. You stop. No, hold on. Stop it. Stop. 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 I beg you, please stop. Stop. Anyway. Are the Catercanach... Yeah, so it's Catercanach. It's a blend of Scotch Gaelic and Danish. And the centaurs from Maril's tribe... Oh, hold on. Whoop. and the Citadel from Maril's tribe from the same dimension/world. I found it curious to be able to know what certain colors meant in their culture. Yeah, so the Cutter Canuck and the centaurs from Maril's dimension are from the same dimension. So they share a dimension, I believe, if my notes stand correct. But at the same time, other cultures learn about other cultures pretty quick through the dimension contract thing. But yeah, so I think currently there's about a dozen dimensions currently coupled with Earth's, just for the sake of, like, you know, stability. And the thing people don't realize is that the oh, thank you. You have to do that. Appreciate it. Is there any garlic sauce? But people don't realize that in the book I put about the dimensions talking. The dimensions, these dimensions did kind of communicate with each other, and kind of came to the agreement. Hey, you know, we need to, and you know, Earth is kind of strong here. Is where this thing happened. If we anchor to Earth, we won't, you know, get destroyed. So all these planes and dimensions actually talked to each other and came to an agreement to stick with Earth. So a lot of people missed that little the little funny bit there. I got pizza. Yeah. So it's Cutter Canuck. Is Maril secretly a femcell or gymcell? What the fuck's a femcell? I know what a gymcell is. No, she's not a femcell. She's definitely a gymcell, though. The thing about Maril is that she hates male centaurs, so she's trying to find a non-centaur mate. But she hits the problem of that meme. You're like, oh, ye horse. Like, she's like, come on, bro. Like, it's kind of the joke of she desperately wants a normal two-legged boyfriend, you know, but she just can't find one. What? Every hole a goal. Okay, everyone calm down. Okay. By the time the story began, how long had it been since the cataclysm happened? Okay. So, more or less, the races got together and integrated well because it's for survival. So each plane got hit hard by cataclysms. So it's everyone trying to survive and maintain order by themselves. But the crack happened. Actually, I'll go to the notes real quick. So the crack happened when Emily was still doing the whole barista thing. And if I go to the actual story here, since of another, I believe it's been a few months since it happened where she starts to get into it. So I'm gonna keep on scrolling here. I think it's in chapter 1. Yeah. So over a few short months, people we're like, oh shit, what's going on here? So it's more of a, things are so weird that you don't have time for the grab ass games. You know what I mean? Like, basically, here's the situation. Here's what we got. We got to make this shit work. So it's more of a press together from the lack of choice and understanding. Like, hey, this is our life now. We got to make this shit work. So it was far easier for the Veil folk, they're all fantasy, the other dimension folk to assimilate than the humans were to kind of deal with it all, because they were like, oh shit, there's coffee and what the fuck are these vehicle things? So it was more exciting for the interdimensional folk than it was for the humans going, fuck, you know. So I believe it's the big boom happened, and then a few months changed, and I think when Emily goes in to go through her process, it's been about 3 months since the big boom. Yeah, so basically, she heard it. She knew of the game, but was kind of late to getting in on it because she was just going to try and write it out and be a Twitch streamer. What is that poll? I'm gonna vote no. Okay. Did Tarj secretly enjoy the company of the male Katakanox at the hotel's bathhouse? No. Tarj is a red-blooded country orc who believes in standard kind of things, and he probably would have been flattered by it, but he's not gonna like enjoy it like LOL bussy and nothing like that. So no. The people have spoken. Is it possible to just stumble upon a forgotten poor god in the underground of Vegas and adopt him or her like something out of Don Machi? So, I have considered this. I have. This is a question of who, what, when, where, and how. But here's the issue. If there's a god down in the bowels of the Under Vegas tunnels, it's not a good thing. And they're probably being fed upon by the what I call him, the flesh tailor. Yeah. So finding a god down there wouldn't be like finding Hestia. It'd be like finding someone who's been tortured out of their mind and drained of power and kind of stolen from bodily wise. So it could be possible, yeah, but it's gonna be a very fucked up god. Okay. I think it's the last question, actually. Checking. Yep, it's the last guard talk question. So, if there are any further questions you guys want to ask, it's been about an hour, so I can go for another 20 or so minutes. If you guys have any more questions, you can put them down in the chat there, and I'll read them out and answer them while I eat my pizza. Texted you mine? My question for guard talk: where's Spooter waifu? Ad? My God. Well, I ran one on purpose. It overseeded it. God damn, dude. Good Lord. You be kidding me, man. Ridiculous. Jesus Christ. The succulent Centussi or the mighty Minotussi? You must choose. Why not both, my dude? Why not both? Pineapple pizza, I actually quite like it. See, with pineapple pizza, I don't mind it because I find pineapple to be actually a savory fruit. So, like a nice, robust, spicy marinara sauce, light cheese, smoked bacon, and pineapple is actually quite good. Now, it doesn't go in all pizza. You have to try and get a pineapple pizza. Fuck Tim. He's a terrible boss. What can I be mean on Tim for? He's doing his best, man. Alright. Will there ever be a Valhalla Hills sing-along stream? Also, what's your opinion on us making VR? So the song parodies are funny. As for a Valhalla Hills sing-along stream, I don't know what you want us to sing, because I do sing a lot of shanties. I sing them okay. Like my favorite one is The Devil and the Widow. It's a little raunchy ditty that I like quite a lot. But yeah, so it depends on what I'm singing, who's singing with me, and if the VAs can come on, you know, that kind of thing. Let's see. Are there tanks in the TTRPG? Yeah, so there are tanks in the game book. Let's see here. I actually have it pulled up. Oh my gosh, I'm burping. Let's see here. There's the Hetzer I know of for sure. So tanks. So currently in the game book, there's the Clan Algrun Hetzer. and the Clan Torhild Stormshoots. That's the current 2 mass-produced tanks in the book. And how they work, more or less, you have 400 pounds of gear and supplies, 1 driver, 1 co-driver, 1 gunner, 1 commander, up to 10 on, and up to 10 on, right on the chassis. So more or less, you treat it like it's a wagon, and you have guys do certain jobs. Is what it is. I think Pirates does some tank stuff. The most I've gotten so far is Humvee stuff. I need to start putting more tanks for the boys to use. But they work like a wagon, or like a suit of armor, I guess. Congrats! No one wins. You complete Degens. Let's see here. Favorite whiskey? Actually, I don't have a favorite whiskey. I like to have mixed drinks. So I'm one of those guys where, yeah, I like really good fine stuff, like straight or neat with ice. But I love mixed drinks because I like fruit juice. I like old fashions because of the simple syrup and the orange peel. I like cocktails. I don't know. Like my favorite whiskeys is like literally like the smoothest kind and the tastiest kind. So, but usually my drinks go in a cocktail. Like I drink a lot of Moscow Mules because it's vodka, ginger beer, and lime. That's like my shit. It's a fucking it's a mule. And I've done a few Kentucky Mules or whiskey mules. That's basically just whiskey, ginger beer, and then lime, which are really good too. But yeah, that's what it is. Let's see here. Do. In Veil Riders, are there attempts at combining magic and firearms like Super Napalm or something? Yes, there are. There are those who are combining firearms and basically blood magic, and the results can be catastrophic or really cool. Depends on who you ask. Problem is that it's blood powered, like magical blood powered. So, make your gun work, you need blood. Question is, do you use your own blood if you're magical, or if you're not magical, whose blood do you use? Big thunk. Boom, boom. What about original tank designs? We're working on that. So, it's one of those things where I want to have them kind of accelerate through time. So they're borrowing things I think are cool. Like, I could have guys go, we're using an Abrams, but no, the dwarves are going, well, that seems cool. And kind of just making it work, you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's neat. I like how that looks. And kind of just make it work. It's about style for the dwarves. How's the fishing riding going on Emily Bronze? It's going. I'm kind of chewing through it. For the cover, I want to have Emily. I want to have Emily all kind of chewed up with her shoulder rig and like drinking from a latte. So in my mind's eye, there's Emily kind of looking like tired and kind of chewed up, staring at the viewer with a mug of with like a latte mug like kind of up to her lips that says "Die for the booty" on the mug. That's what my mind eye sees. But hopefully we'll have the Emily Bronze book ready to go. Hopefully by the start of next year, and then have her book 2 being written and narrated next year as well. That's the hope, anyway. Let's see here. There it is. So what was your first car and how'd you lose it? My first car was a red Mazda truck that my mother bought for my grandfather for me. And I lost it when I slid on the ice and rear-ended a SUV, and it crunched the engine kind of badly, and that's how it died. Why do folks drink alcohol? It's just fun. It gets you loose. It helps you, like, remove worry. Like, I drink alcohol because it's tasty. It tasty and make the as a meme. It tasty and make the voices in head go away. That's why I drink it. Let's see here. Reading. Later, pirate. All right. And their questions, you can ask whatever y'all want. I don't mind. We're just kind of chewing through time right now. Eating my pizza. Well, alcohol is kind of like a grease. I just said flesh. It was a red Mazda truck. Well, that's the thing, Slap. Is when you drink, it doesn't like make you go lose control. It helps kind of grease the gears to get you out of your shell a bit and kind of like loosen up a little bit. Ooh, turn off that. Drown my voice out. Let's see here. What's your favorite thing that you did in the army? My favorite thing? I mean, I did enjoy range days. Range days are always fun. Kind of going out, because it wasn't the fact I was shooting, it's the fact I was going with the platoon and doing stuff. But, like, my most favorite thing was boot camp, actually. It was fun watching folks crumple and fail over, like, trivial shit, you know? Like, I gotta fold my own clothes, rah, rah. They fucking just lose their mind. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like, in basic, you learn just how fucking weak people are. And it's like, just weak as fuck, man. Because, like, basic training's easy. But it is impossible for fucking stupid people. Now, the funniest thing was definitely arresting that hooker. So, besides, like, throwing alligators through the air with snow shovels, finding that hooker squatting on base housing was probably a highlight. That was funny. Lord, that was funny. Let's see here. Fast food tier list? Actually, I don't eat a lot of fast food. Like, I like healthy fast food, if I can find it. But, like, my number one top tier fast food, that's like my guilty pleasure, is probably Popeyes. Let's see here. If you had to choose between a 5-minute cage match between a grizzly bear or a gorilla, which would you choose and why? Huh. Probably not the gorilla. To be honest with you, I mean, I think between the two, a grizzly bear is more manageable than a fucking gorilla. Like, some of the shit they get up to, it's like, nah, man. I mean, the chance of me coming out alive are slim on both, but I think a grizzly bear is more manageable than a gorilla. Are there dragons in the Vale, and what are they like? So there are, quote-unquote, dragons in the Vale. The dragons I have are not winged dragons. They are, like, the average dragon is about the size of, God, man, I'm trying to think of the correct, like, size of what it would be.
But they don't have wings. They have two big, strong, muscular legs. And they are as intelligent as any being can really come. Like, they're more bestial, and they don't handle like fine details, but they are intelligent. Like, they can discern certain things. They can understand other things, but they're not like D&D dragons where they can talk and shit. They are simply just extremely smart, cognitive, intelligent, big ass reptiles. The one that most folks would compare them to is like basically a drake, a land drake. So it's basically a dragon sans wings, but not nearly as fucking huge. They're about, like, the average drake would be about 10, 13 feet tall, but very long, very muscular, big ass fucking teeth. Extremely fast, ambush predators. They're colored in, kind of like a camouflage earth tones, but there are some that are feathered and plumed. Like, the further you get towards the equator on the Veil planet, the more you'll find the more brightly colorful and plumed ones that have like huge feather crests. They can kind of deploy out and make themselves look bigger. But yeah, so they're not like flying. They're not like a dragon or a wyvern or a worm or a lindworm. They're simply just a drake. They just don't have any wings, and it's why, like, the Den of the Drake, I'm like, but you have wings. Stop that. but they're basically a wingless dragon or a drake. They're simply very fast, extremely intelligent land predators. Okay. Please tell the hooker story. Okay, so we're on road duty for our time of the month, and we get a call to come pick someone up because they found a squatter in base housing, and we roll up, and she looks like a fucking meth head, and she goes, "Yeah, I was here to help a guy paint a house." We're like, "Well, where's the paint?" Because she's wearing like booty shorts and a crop top for Louisiana heat, and I'm like, "You don't look like a painter to me." And we take her in there, and they check her out with female MPs. I think the most awful story is probably the one with the officers' kids raping all these little white girls on base, and I got to see like an FBI sting go down. That's pretty fun. Scroll. Native American graveyard. Good luck. Yeah, ungodly. That's probably one of the biggest things. The bear wouldn't play with my corpse. Shenlong dragons? The fuck are those? No. That's like a lindworm. Way too wiggly. What the fuck? POV, the feds ask you to do a Royal Rumble W match, but it's against 100 death row inmates? What the fuck is that question, Killjoy? Good God. Jesus. Have I missed it? Yeah, Ivan, sorry, you missed it. We're wrapping up right now. Killjoy, my walking music for the match will probably be like Here Comes the Clowns. It's accurate, you know. Gotta play to my strengths. What do you mean, Swift? Oh, here it goes. Let's see here. Let me finish the pizza up real quick. I'm devouring.
Girl get kidnapped and taken to an abandoned building in the middle of nowhere for a snuff film. Oh, this one with the stalker dude outside. I mean, I have some questions about it, but you know, that's more of a in the deep. Like it'd be a good horror movie if it's done correctly with better writing. And Sunny, yes, there are cryptids. So the thing behind the veil is that it's been open both ways for a while, but it's kind of hopping around. That's why in the book you hear about there are like landsnakes coming through and hanging out with the dwarves and getting killed. It's there are cryptids, and the one I kind of borrowed from Dead by Daylight is the lonely wolf, and there are more like her on like that are actually Vale side, and they've been thriving there. So like for instance, you know, like horror movie type aspects, these horror villains or cryptids, instead of like languishing on Earth, they've been thriving Vale side. So I think the only one you guys know of so far is a Lonely Wolf, and that's due to the Monday games. But there are more, and they're kind of chilling and thriving in the Vale side. The other one you guys may have missed is scrolly. Where's that goober? Is Breaking Bud. So I mentioned Breaking Bud in the book, and Breaking Bud is a human side cryptid, but yeah, it's done in a very certain way to where it kind of nods to a cryptid, but you guys got to look into it to really understand what Breaking Bud is and what Breaking Bud is doing. I got a late Guardtalk thing here. Oops. Okay, been going through the backlog of VR2D Red streams, and I'm generally curious, how hard would the vehicle checks have been for Bravo team to successfully further with their Viking BVS-10 amphibious vehicles instead of going in guns blazing? They sure had guts and were based beyond measure by doing it, but literally gate crashing into enemy territory seemed like the death knell of infiltration and assassination mission before it even got off the ground. I believe they... Shit, what were they? They're trying to get a... I think they were trying to... Oh, fuck, what were they doing? I think that they were trying to get a... they thought about getting a... what's the word? A raft? Not a raft. A barge or something like that. But, you know... I didn't see them like going through it like they did, but they did. And I don't think the BSV-10 can forward things. But I'm pretty sure they're discussing oh no. So the BSV-10 is aquatic, but I'm pretty sure they're discussing like a barge or other kind of transport, and they just went with fucking ramming speed. And the checks wouldn't have been hard, you know, it's just that's the path they chose. You know what I mean? Is Breaking Bud making... I am the one who breaks the bud. No, there's no Walter White cryptid running around the Vale side. Alright guys, last round of questions before I gotta button this thing up. No, you're aquatic, Slap. Aquatic these nuts. Boom, 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 boom. Rommel, we need to cook. Before I go, wealth or power? Doesn't matter. With power comes wealth. With wealth comes power. Either one, you win. I mean, that's literally the logical thing. With wealth comes power. With power comes wealth. They both are the same side of the exact same side of the exact same coin.
Which insect would be the most dangerous if it was the size of a car, and why is it the ant? um, actually, I think the most dangerous insect to be the size of a car would be praying mantises. So people say, "Oh my God, ants the lift." No, praying mantises being the size of a car would be fucking awful because A, they eat everything head first or ass first, and they don't kill the thing. Praying mantises are cute. They are fascinating little bugs, but they are terrifying if they're any larger than my thumb. Like, no. No, thank you. I mean, ants would coexist. Like, I believe that ants, like a regular ant, would learn to coexist with humanity. I really do. I think it would find a way to work with us because ants already work with other insects. Praying mantises don't work with other insects. They eat other insects. And don't you boo me, you know I'm right. You know I'm right about this. Ants would find a way to coexist and, like, thrive off of humanity. Fucking no. Praying mantis, no, man. No way. Not doing it. And you know I'm right. You know I'm right, man. You know it. What is your favorite fantasy race? So actually, my favorite fantasy race is actually Oni. I've liked Oni for longer than I've liked centaurs. I don't know why, but to me, Oni are just neat. Now, it's a close race between centaurs and Oni, but Oni have always been kind of more on top due to they're my first monster girl crush, I guess, were Oni. So I don't know. I grew with the Oni, but I learned to love the centaur. How's that? How's that? making any fucking sense. Let's see here. Definitely not stick bug, yeah. But do they pay taxes? Good question. Giant mosquitoes? I don't know. Mosquitoes can be dealt with, make smoke, shoot at them. A praying mantis is an ambush predator, dude. Fuck that. No way. No, thank you. All right, last call on questions. Last call on questions. Oh. Is Pipka Pimpkin streaming lately? She's funny as shit. Like, I'm not like a huge fan of Pippa, but I think she's funnier than fucking squirrel shit. You said you're cooking at Nugget Fest. What are you making? I'm making stewed cabbage and sausage. I'm gonna bring a big old pot and make my favorite camping dish, which is basically thinly chopped cabbage, sausage, onion, tomato paste, tomato sauce. Cook it up. Good stuff. On YouTube, okay. But yeah, like, I don't like watching Pippa's streams, but I love watching Pippa's highlights. Because, like, I don't like watching most VTubers nowadays, but I love watching the highlights, and Pippa's just funnier than shit, dude. Like, I would buy Pippa a beer. She said, I'm gonna shoot up a Walmart in Minecraft, and I fucking lost my shit. Too fucking funny. Too fucking funny. Opinions on VTubers that use... So, Killjoy on that, they're dudes. Like, I'm sure Zentreya's a lovely person. In my mind, she's a dude. That's definitely a dude using voice changer. Unless you can tell me what you are, I can hear you. At least there's some dudes who pass for a girl with their voice because they're a fucking fembussy, but Zentreya's got to be a fucking dude. There's no fucking way. Like unless I see her in real life, she goes, "Hey, I'm Zentreya." I go, "Cool, prove it." She goes, "Look at this." I'm like, "Well, fuck, I'm wrong." But until that day, in my head, she is a dude. Okay. All right, boys, we're going to call it up here. Time to button this boat up. I will see you guys Monday for the Stormy Boy stream. And let's see if we can rate anybody real quick. Who's currently up there? Let's see here. Boop-a-doo. Boop-a-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Probably do either Mukaryu or Mudokas. So we're going to do a quick raid here. Just give me a moment. I get through their fucking ads. Good lord. So we're going to do a stream message here. So all right, here's the message. So /raid Mokar, yeah, fucking fuck me, MOKARUI. All right, raid going up. So go in there, drop her a follow if you want to. Stay for like 5-6 minutes and then pop out. It'll help boost her numbers. She's trying to reach trying to do something if I remember correctly. But I troll her from time to time, to say the least. Jade. You think Ship will connect with the Jade Well, but he's failing at it. Why it does that? Why it do? All right. See you guys Monday. Here we go.